Just as a mighty elephant does not fear being struck by arrows, so do I, with sincerity and faith, guide those who lack discipline. Just as a strong elephant does not fear arrows, a person with a firm heart does not easily waver before hardship. Even when faced with criticism and suffering, they do not stop guiding others with a compassionate heart. As we live in this world, we encounter hurtful words and difficult moments. At such times, rather than being shaken, we need the strength to keep a right mind and quietly move forward. Today, even before small difficulties, may you hold a steady and unshaken heart. A firm heart and compassion make life greater. Just as an elephant well trained is perfectly fit for a king to ride, so a person who is well disciplined is called noble, and thus receives the respect of others. A well-trained elephant is not only strong, but calm and steady, able to carry great responsibilities. So it is with people. One who can govern their own mind and actions well is truly a precious person. Respect is not gained by force, but naturally follows when one rightly disciplines oneself. The person who does not release emotions carelessly, but watches over speech and conduct, wins the trust of others. Today, try to guide your mind, and even one word you speak, with a little more calmness. The strength to govern oneself creates true dignity. Even a wild elephant, or the finest elephant, though always trained and tamed, cannot compare with one who has mastered oneself. Even the fiercest and strongest elephant can be trained through discipline, but more difficult and more important than controlling anything in the world is learning to govern oneself. Greater than the power to overcome outer things is the power to master one's own mind, to restrain anger, to lessen desire, and to steady a wavering heart is not easy. Yet the one who conquers oneself does not collapse before any hardship. Today, rather than trying to change others, try first to guide your own mind. The strength to master oneself is the greatest strength. The place that people cannot reach cannot be attained by just anyone. Only the one who has trained oneself well can truly arrive at the place of discipline and peace. The state of peace and freedom that everyone longs for is not gained by itself without learning to govern the mind. No matter how far one goes, it is difficult to reach true rest. Only the person who has disciplined oneself well can arrive at the place of deep peace. More important than overcoming the world is overcoming one's own mind. When we are not dragged by greed or anger, and when we steady a wavering heart, life begins to move on a different path. Today, before taking steps outward, take one step first toward mastering your own mind. The one who conquers oneself arrives at true peace. The elephant named Dhammapada is fierce and hard to tame by force. When captured and bound, it refuses to eat anything. Like a wild elephant that longs to roam free, an untamed elephant, even when tightly bound, does not easily submit. Simply pressing down with strength does not mean the heart has been guided. The human mind is the same. Through force alone, true change rarely arises. The way to guide the mind is not by suppression, but through understanding and clear awareness. Why does anger arise? Why does anxiety appear? When we look calmly within, the mind slowly becomes gentle. Today, rather than forcing yourself to endure, quietly look into the reasons within your heart. A heart that is understood slowly learns peace. One who falls into evil conduct is always bound by greed, like an elephant that never knows contentment. Because of this, one repeatedly enters the womb again. Endless desire does not make a person free, but instead binds one with one's own chains. The more we try to possess, the more we try to fill ourselves. The emptier the heart may become, like an elephant that never knows satisfaction. Desire constantly drives us to seek the next thing. Greed reaches outward, but peace begins within. To be grateful for what we already have and to know sufficiency makes life lighter. Even with a little less, we may live with a little more peace. Today, rather than wanting more, take time to feel gratitude for what is already yours. A heart that knows contentment gives true freedom. With a pure mind, act in a clean and upright way. Always practice what brings peace. When all is let go and afflictions are abandoned, it is like taming an elephant with a hook. Even a wild elephant, when guided in the right way, becomes calm and well-trained. Our mind is the same. When we act rightly and build good habits, it gradually becomes steady. To discipline the mind is not something achieved all at once, but a process built through small, steady efforts. When we cultivate good thoughts and continue right actions, afflictions naturally begin to fade. Today, try to continue even one small right action. Steady practice tames the mind, delighting in the way and not given to carelessness, constantly restraining and guarding one's own mind. Thus the body is freed from all suffering, like an elephant escaping from a trap. Just as an elephant that has fallen into a trap becomes truly free when it breaks out, so a person who guards the mind well can be freed from the entanglement of afflictions. Not being careless and continually watching oneself is the beginning. Each time the mind becomes scattered, the strength to return again. That is the essence of practice. When small moments of carelessness accumulate, they lead to suffering, but small moments of awareness lead to freedom. Today, notice when your mind becomes unsettled and take time to gently bring it back. An awakened mind brings freedom. If one meets a virtuous person and walks the path together, steadfastly practicing what is good, all wrong and misguided views are overcome, and wherever one goes, there will be no regret. Being with good people is a great strength that guides the direction of life rightly. When we walk with those who follow the right path, even a wavering mind gradually becomes firm. A person is greatly shaped by the company they keep. When we walk together with those who hold a wholesome heart, we too can move toward a better path. Today, cherish the time you spend with someone who leads you in a good direction. Good connections brighten life. If one cannot find a virtuous companion, and together they engage in harsh and unwholesome deeds, like a king who abandons a ruined country, it is better to walk alone than to commit wrongdoing. Not everyone we are with leads us in a good direction. If we walk together on a misguided path, we may move more quickly toward the wrong way. At such times, being alone may be the better choice, rather than staying in harmful relationships. Just to avoid loneliness, it is more important to keep the right path. Time spent alone can become an opportunity to reflect on oneself and grow stronger. Today, take a quiet moment to reflect on where your current relationships are leading you. Right choices protect your life. It is better to walk alone and practice good than to associate with the foolish. Even when alone, do not commit evil, but guard yourself. Like a startled elephant protects its own body, being alone does not necessarily mean loneliness, but can be a choice to protect the right path rather than staying in harmful relationships. Choosing to stand alone can sometimes be the wiser way. It takes strength to hold to your own standard without being shaken by the influence of others. The one who keeps the mind upright, even when alone, is truly a strong person. Today, whether you are with others or by yourself, focus on keeping your mind upright and steady. The strength to guard yourself guides life in the right direction. In life, one is at ease and benefits With gentle friends, one is at ease. When life comes to an end, one is at ease through merit, and by committing no evil, one is at ease. True peace does not come from special conditions, but is a state of mind that continues throughout life. Living rightly, meeting good companions, and refraining from wrongdoing naturally bring peace, rather than seeking comfort outside. It may be more important to reflect on the direction of one's life as small good actions and right choices accumulate. The mind becomes more and more stable. Today, try to make at least one choice. That brings your mind to ease. A right way of living creates peace. It is a joy when a mother is in the home, and an even greater joy when the father is there as well. It is a joy that monks exist in the world, and a blessing that the way exists under heaven. Having parents within the family brings great warmth and support to our lives. And in this world, having those who teach the right path and having true teachings to follow is something deeply precious. As we live, we grow through the help and guidance of many people around us. We need a heart that does not forget the value of those beside us and the importance of right teachings. Today, may you take a moment to give thanks for the precious people and teachings that have guided and protected your life. A grateful heart makes life warmer and brighter. By keeping the precepts, one finds peace in old age. By holding right faith, one lives with joy. With wisdom, the body and mind become truly at ease. By committing no evil, one attains the greatest peace. The Buddha teaches that true peace comes from living rightly. When we live by the precepts, our hearts remain steady even as time passes. Right faith and wisdom make life brighter and more peaceful. We often search for comfort outside ourselves, but true peace begins within, in a heart that lives rightly and harms no one. Today, take a moment to reflect on your thoughts and actions and try practicing one small act of goodness